optimistic that come sign, come rain, they are going to win. Each of them is boasting that he is going to win the trophy. So we are going to see and wait who is going to be the champions of Brufut in the rescheduled match, which will be announced later by the Brufut Youth and Sports Committee. But it has been a very, very pulsating encounter. Despite no goals, both sides played very well, and the game will be remembered by that controversial disallowed goal. Kai felt that it was a goal, Nyofelem felt that it wasn't a goal. But whatever, the game ended in a goalless draw, and the two sides are going for the replay.
Well, the final will now be replayed on Saturday, 15th of February. But Kai Football Club will be in action again this Saturday in the Knockout Cup final against Wulinkama Football Club. Mohammed Jallo, Grts Sports.
Still in the Brufut Nawetan, Pajabi, chairman of the Brufut Marathon Committee, has been paying tribute to the late Mahmoud Max Jallo, 8 months after the former sport administrator passed away. He told MS Jallo in this interview that his former colleague is a real sporting legend who deserves to be remembered.
The game's been called off has ended in a draw, and it's been rescheduled. When is the rescheduled match going to be played?
The rescheduled match is going to be played in 2 weeks' time. Next Saturday is the knockout final between Kai FC and Wulinkama. So a week after that, we will do this rescheduled match. So that will be Saturday coming next.
Okay. These two teams have played, but it ended in a goalless draw. What is your own impression as the chairman of the sports committee?
Well, yeah, I was expecting goals, but you see, as you know, scoring goals is a Gambian problem. We've seen people, teams play and never score goals. So this is something that I'm sure the technical department of the Gambia Football Federation are taking stock of. People are not scoring goals. But apart from that, there was a very good display of talent here. I think there was beautiful football being played. I'm impressed, Sam. Yeah.
How hectic was it organizing such a tournament, most especially, remembering a fallen brother?
Yeah, it has been very, very emotional for us to sit down and decide to name this tournament after our late brother, Mahmoud Max Jallo. After he died, after he passed away on the 19th of May 2013, everything went out of our heads. We were not thinking right. So it was a long time after we sat down and reflect and see how we can reward Max. What kind of thing can we do for him? And then it wasn't very difficult to realize that he dedicated almost the most productive part of his life to the development of sports. So I think this will be very much fitting to name this Nawetan, Brufut Nawetan, after him. So it was unanimously accepted, and people outside this country from Brufut also took up the idea, and they decided to sponsor this tournament. They have sponsored the tournament, and they've done everything needed to be done to ensure that this tournament is successful, that this tournament is memorable, that this tournament reflects the huge sacrifices that Mahmoud Max Jallo has done throughout his life, sacrificing his time, his knowledge, his energy, his materials to see to it that Brufut actually counts in Gambian football. So it is a very good tournament, and I think it is worthy.
Preparations are underway for the National Wrestling Championship, scheduled for the weekend of 17 to 19 February. The championship will bring together wrestlers from all regions. Over the past 2 weeks, the Wrestling Association and the Ministry of Youth and Sport has been coordinating regional wrestling championships ahead of the biggest showdown. MS Jallo has been talking to Abdoulaye Bojang, Dex officer for wrestling, about the national championship.
Well, thank you very much, Mohammed Jallo. It's my pleasure, to be here with you. As we all aware that there's a wrestling championship that is going on. This time around, is we've done it district to the regional, and then the regional to the national one. And it's all about, to promote wrestling in the Gambia, to scout out, a national team. So this is why, it is team from the Ministry of Youth and Sport through the National Council to the Wrestling Association, to go out there and then look into wrestling. That is, to organize wrestling competition from the district to the regions, and the regions to come and compete at the national level. Into that also, even you have traveled with you, so many times to form wrestling committees at the regional level, which also we've done this time around. It was formed and inaugurated. So this time around, it is very important for us to go out there, to sensitize people and organize wrestling, for the competition model.
All right. Now, give us an insight of the national championship, because already we know that it's going to take place between the 16th to the 18th, that is during the independence celebration period. Tell us, what is the national championship all about?
Yeah, the national championship is all about, like I say, we're going to select 5 wrestlers in each region with a different category. That is the 66, the 76, the 86, the 100 kilos and 120. So we started with LRR, where, the wrestling was done and the wrestlers were scouted out. And then we gave them to the governor, because those are the alcalos and the chief, to the governor. So at the moment, with LRR, they are under the supervision of the governor, who is going to also, move them to the 17, the 18, and 19 of the independence celebration. From there, we move to the URR. The same, manner was also used there, and also we went to CRR and also North Bank. This time around, we are saying that, we want everybody to come out. In fact, it's not going to be only maybe the region competing. We want all the clubs in the Gambia that are, wrestling clubs. We want them to come out in their large number with their supporters, the fans, to come like how we normally do it. It's not like this. When we say wrestling, it's for everybody, because it's a cultural aspect. And the most important part of it, Modu, when you are at that region and you see, our maybe elderly people, the way they build interest in those wrestling, the way they were enjoying it, it was, I think, a call worth it. Definitely.
So how was the initiative received by the people in the regions? What was your impression? How was the ambience there during the regional championships?
I was very, very impressed, because it's like they were like left behind, and whilst they were doing it. So at the moment, it's like they are also, part of it. And the way they receive us, you can see they are like eager to even get us, to be part of the whole thing. And especially when we inaugurated their committee, telling them that this committee now is going to look over the wrestling of every region. I think, that moment, they were very, very appreciative, especially the governors. All the governors were very, very happy that, these committees have inaugurated, and also the teams also, have been competed, and the wrestlers have been identified. So they are all waiting for the day to come here, and compete. But what we also advise them is, as long as the wrestlers have been scouted out, they should not let them alone. They should help them, physically, morally, prepare them, for the competition, for the national competition. And the advice we gave them is, it's not like maybe you just select the wrestlers and leave them there, they come by themselves. No. Because they are there to compete for the region. So if they are competing for the region have to, prepare them to compete for the region. And the wrestlers also, we told them, this is not only for the governor, it's for the region. So you have to compete for the region. And the other regions, they have like potential wrestlers that are over around this end, the Serekundas and the Banjul. We told them to go back to their regions and compete. Which where I even see, the Leket of Bara was at the North Bank, and other wrestlers that were staying here. So the Manduar and the Live, we are telling them to go back to CRR and compete for their regions. Definitely.
Okay. Tell us, how do you see the wrestlers in the region?
Well, by the size, sometimes also, when we are at Basse, we